The Todd Shapiro Show. Canada Laughs, SiriusXM 168.
It's time for our weekly check-in with our friends at Vanbex. Are very smart, intelligent, imaginative, innovative, wise, brilliant, knowledgeable, resourceful, creative, bright, perceptive, smart, rational, and well-informed friends. In future, you can cut that off anytime.
No, it's awesome, dude. Trisha Black co-hosting today. Stars She the People over at Second City, secondcity.com/Toronto. And our next guest, a buddy of mine, and the CEO of Vanbex. Welcome, Kevin Hobbs. Hey, Kev.
Hey, buddy. How's it going today?
I'm in. Listen, we were just talking about it. I'm like, I'm in wonderful spirits.
Yeah.
Well, wonderful spirits. Well, that's a good way to be, I guess.
How about you?
Good. I mean, we're just going crazy over here with Vanbex. It's just been nuts, but really good nuts. Like, just got this big sprint with our developers to put out some crazy features that I think are just going to be next level. So just working with them, giving them my support, even though they're the geniuses, I just, sit here and tell people about them.
Can you allude to what you're doing? Are there like NDAs on this stuff? Do you not want to give competitors a hint away, or is there stuff you can talk about?
The competitor will see this. So, basically what we've built with Ether Party is an engine that you can spin up smart contracts on any blockchain with the ease of use, and anybody can go in and create it. But the first evolution with Rocket is you're going to be able to do everything on Rocket to basically do a crowd fund for your token sale, whether it's a security offering or a non-security offering. You'll be able to do voting, escrow. We're even bringing in a platform that allows you to file all your prospectus and all your documents with all the regulators in Canada instantly. So stuff you used to pay lawyers tens of thousands of dollars to do. Platform will really do everything for the individual or the company that's going to be doing a security offering or any type of offering where they want to raise funds. Our marketplace is going to be up and running, which will help kind of display and market all the people that we're working with. So that'll also kind of help them with their efforts. So really excited to put that out in the next 30 days.
Well, that's huge. And from my sort of layman understanding of this stuff, is that, the sort of full disclosure, doing it all by the books, like that's the regulatory stuff that maybe, someone would have said is lacking in the industry, and now you're making that happen. Is that fair to say?
Yeah. Actually just was in a meeting with the BCSC yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah. So, we're just trying to make it easy for people to understand and very transparent. A lot of people really don't know what happens behind the scenes even after you give a company money, and we're trying to kind of open the doors there and say, hey, here's what's happening with your money. Here's where it's going. It's all on the blockchain, and, you can have full transparency into the company that you just supported.
And what about if people wanted to, do their own offering and their own, ICO or something, or their own, could people even do this as instead of like an Indiegogo or a GoFundMe, and there's a lot of scams in that space too. People got to be careful of. Could people just do more individual raises like that within this Rocket?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like full Kickstarter campaigns.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. You can totally do that. You can totally do that. Actually, one example, not really Kickstarter, but what we're doing with Hero is pretty cool. The fully transparent giving, we're gamifying charity. So we're working with different charities and building a mobile application all on the blockchain to show how much funds that the charity is receiving from the person who's contributing. They get an animal. The more they contribute, they dress, they feed, they grow that animal. And we're also asking all the charities that we work with to also be transparent and give us a record of all the transactions that you're doing with this money so that we can put that back on the blockchain so that it goes end to end. You can see what the charities are doing with the funds at all times.
Wow, that's amazing. That sounds like I'm really interested in this now. I honestly, right before you started talking, I was like, I don't know anything. I'm excited to learn. But that sounds really interesting because you often don't know where the money is going, right? Or you often don't know what's happening with it at all. Like I've given to multiple charities before, and I never know where my money goes, or I don't get any information that's telling me what's happening with it.
Yeah, then you're wondering why the chairman's driving around in a Rolls Royce.
Always, yep. 100%.
Oh, No, that's great. No, I mean that's what the blockchain world is about. It's about transparency. It's about fairness. It's getting rid of the middlemen that make things so gloomy and gray and like a big black hole, and let us do things like business with each other, like back in the old barter day systems when I used to have a cow and you used to have a field, and I used to trade my milk for your wheat. It's simple. It's easy. We see what's happening, and I think that's where the world needs to go. We need to be more honest with each other.
Did you say weed? No.
I thought he said weed too at first, and I was like, wow.
That cow wouldn't be making milk too long. I'd be making steaks for sure.
I think we know where the weed industry is going in Canada.
Oh man, yeah, it's been insane what's happening the last couple of days. Last week actually. Kevin, you're our guest. Trisha Black's from New Brunswick. Where you're from? Are you from Halifax? I always forget. I should know this.
Well, so I was born in Newfoundland in Corner Brook, and then I lived in Halifax until I was 16, and then I moved out to BC.
Oh, nice. Whereabouts in Halifax were you?
Well, multiple places. I lived on Robert Drive in Dartmouth, and then I lived on Argyle Street in Halifax for the most part of it.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Your accent just came out there for the first time.
Oh, well, you know what? I haven't had a couple of drinks. Once I get a couple of drinks, you hear the car bar fire.
Yep, same. I'm the exact same. My friends always go, "What happened? Where'd you go?" And I go, "Well, I'm just a couple of beers deep."
This isn't like a segue or anything, Kevin, at all. But for people from coast to coast or just even around the world, to explaining everything you're doing is one of the biggest things people ask you. Is like they just have trouble keeping up with sort of the lingo of it all and the technology and how do you. What's the goal of the company of Vanbex to sort of help make this really like for the, and it's my goal of the show, to be honest, which I think is a nice filter for it, but, explaining this to the everyday person.
Yeah, I mean, that's the tough part. Our mission, and vision is pretty clear. It's to further the education and adoption of blockchain technology to the masses. And to be able to do that, I mean, we do the educational segments, we do the talks, we do meetups and things like that, but we've generally noticed that it takes about 9 times to talk to somebody where they really start to kind of get it. So the other avenue that we went to is we started building our products in a way that everyone can use them, So, I mean, right now you go to Google if you want to search for something, but before Google, if you wanted to find something on the internet, it was almost impossible. You had to be a coder and code it up and, see if it stuck. So there's applications like that, and Gmail for email, for example. They make our lives easier, and anybody can do them. They don't need to understand all the technology behind it. And so that's what we're trying to do for people who want to use blockchain for, their everyday uses.
My favorite part of all that was it takes 9 times to understand stuff, so I can tell my wife, like, you only asked me 7.
Yeah, 2 more to go.
Yeah. I haven't figured it out. I haven't figured it out yet, babe. I think the blockchain is going to be really good for marriages and relationships too. Like you can reconcile everything. Like I think it can. How do we do, Kev? Yeah. Dude, this is a great idea. Have we ever talked about this? How do we do?
Do you want to do it online? Someone might steal your idea.
I don't care. Let them take it. We can't get copyright or something on radio or whatever. But how do we do, like, when my wife and I get in an argument, which is barely ever.
That's nice.
No.
Oh, it's a lot. I see.
No,
Humor.
We're in a good place, actually. But and then we try and reconcile who said what at what time. And then who started, and we don't, you don't really remember. You just take your position, right? You just take, no, I said that. That's why I reacted to that. How do we get that on the blockchain so it's there, it's documented, and you can use it as like you can arm yourself when you need. You only get a little of them though. You can't exploit this stuff, but you can once in a while you get to. It's almost like you get to rewind. Mm-hmm. How do we'll call it rewind.
I don't know. I mean, for that, you probably have to get Alexa to record your conversation.
Oh, shit.
Half the time we don't know when this starts. And then digitize that and, put it in form of a smart contract on the blockchain that you can recall that points to like a torrent site where the video or the audio files are recorded. That's probably what you could do.
Dude, that's brilliant. And then what you did, look at this guy. He's the greatest, Kevin Hobbs from Vanbex. And then what you do, though, because your fun little stuff, you build animals and everything. Now you get actual money in your bank account. So you can buy, like, if she wins, she gets a purse. Or if I win, like, I get a new pair of Nike shoes. Like, you get reward systems.
I mean, yeah.
You got to bet. Like, if you got to really, sorry to interrupt you, I'm really coming up with something here, dude. You got to make sure you know, like, because if you go, no, I said that first, that's going to cost you if you get called out on your wrongness.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can build a rewards-based token that basically says this: is I owe you for my Nike stickers, or you owe her for dinner out somewhere, for sure. You could definitely do that.
These stakes are high. Jeez.
Yeah, I actually heard of a really cool app that's probably in the same lines of this, but there's a company down in the U.S. I talked to about it 2 years ago. I can't remember. I don't think they did it, went away with it, but it was an application for a smart contract for sex. So, like, university students, there's all this like the rape stuff that happens in university. It would be an application where you and the other party would enter into a smart contract that says we both
consent.
That consent. I thought that was pretty neat.
Yeah, you know what? That's really important, actually.
Huge.
Yeah.
Well, it's right along those lines. You could roll that one into a marriage too. If it's been way too long since
Quarterly.
Quarterly, yeah.
We need this.
Hey, let's do us a favor on the advisory committee. Let's not have a Bilal the Virgin. Okay.
Guesstimating there.
Off topic here, Kevin, and we'll just. I know, Kevin. We've obviously disclosed how we're massive Raptor fans. Kevin's taken me a couple games front row. Bilal just sent me a report, which I really liked. Kawhi Leonard. We've talked about the big trade, but he apparently has just come out and said in the last day or so, a couple minutes or actually, talked about that he is going to Toronto with an open mind, and he may be even considering staying long term. Is what he's been saying.
That's awesome. That's great. I hope he does. I think when a lot of people land in Toronto and they see the vibe and they meet the people, they just want to stay. Just people have this notion of Canada is like, I think I said last time, is like igloos and cold weather and bad food, but it's not like that at all.
Yeah, and you've really seen it all, like, I guess, from east to west, and now kind of, I don't Toronto's considered really center, but I guess, and the coolest and the best. Everything's awesome, isn't it, about this country, these cities? Like, we're lucky.
We're very lucky.
Yeah, no, I miss Toronto a little bit. I'm out here in Vancouver, Todd. I know you miss me too, but I'm planning to come back in October, and right around then is when I think some exhibition games are starting up. I just got an email from the MLSE the other day, so we're going to have to check out these new seats.
Wow. Well, that's very exciting. I can't wait. What am I going to say? Yeah, no.
No.
Actually, yeah, no. I want regular season. Yeah. Awesome, dude. Kevin, it's so nice to catch up with you and everyone over at Vanbex. And we're always grateful for your support of our show here. And we are looking forward to getting you back. It's too bad you're going to miss the Oomph Lounge, the big Toronto International Film Festival. We get a lounge at a condo from our buddy Brad J. Lamb. Always gives us a penthouse there, and it's a lot of fun. But we were talking. We'll give some Vanbex swag to people walking in there as the gifting suite.
Well, maybe we got to do an offer or something. Maybe we got to do a token and giveaway or something like that to the people. We got to figure that out,
buddy. Yeah. That is, let's put our heads together. Yours is a lot brighter than mine, but I'll do what I can. And that's a really neat idea. Reward people for coming through the lounge.
Yeah, reward people coming through the lounge. Let's start doing something to maybe reward your listeners out there.
I really like the sound of that. That's very cool. Yeah. Thanks, man.
I love it. Thanks, guys.
Giving back. Kevin Hobbs, Vanbex. Thanks for your time.
Okay, anytime. You guys have a great day.
You too.
Cheers, man.
Bye.
The Todd Shapiro Show.
You are the greatest hero in American history.
SiriusXM Canada Laughs Ch.168.